Hello guys and welcome to another episode of my FPL stream. How are we all doing today? Say hello in the chat if you're there, and let's get started, shall we? Yeah, so say hi and let me know what score you got this week. So as you can see, we'll start with my team. I scored 65 this week. Pretty pleased with it. Another small green arrow. A few players letting me down that I expected to. Brooks was a bit of an annoying one. I brought him in for sort of a 1 week thing. No returns from him. Hazard is a bit of an annoying one, and I want to discuss him a little bit. Fabianski, no clean sheet, but 5 points. Trent, finally bringing me some points. Alonso, consistent again. Salah, yeah. Aguero, great. Arnautovic isn't a great one, but Fraser, 6, yeah. It looked good for me this week. I'm quite happy with 65. So 65 for you, Andrew. That's not a bad score. It's pretty good. A long way above average, almost 17 points above the average. 65, yeah. 79. Well, that's pretty great. You must have had Robertson and probably Trent in there as well. 55 to 80. Yeah, I think that's probably about right. Hi Dark Knight, how you doing? Your score is 52. Nothing to be worried about at all. You're still 4 points above average, which is a fair amount. Don't worry about that. Hi Charlie, how you doing? 49 plus minus 40. Edison messing my Man City defense up. Yeah. And I will say it again. I've said it a lot. Defensive double ups hardly ever work. I just don't think they're worth it. The Liverpool people with Trent and Robertson scored a lot of points this week. They did, but overall, I think you're better off having one and spreading your points, because if you have Trent and Robertson in your team, 1 week you score 80, the next you score 50, because I'd rather be consistent. Yeah, I'd rather be consistent. So, and have sort of 70 every week, 65 every week, and have more defences in my team to cover the points. Alonso, Robertson, Trent, Salah, Martial, and Aguero. Yeah, I mean, you've got some great players there. Well done, Hazard, Willian, and Man City's defence let me down. Andrew, I have to be honest, I imagine you're on your wild card and you don't have Willian in. As a Chelsea fan, do not have Willian in your team. Please don't. I'd advise against it. The Chelsea players you want to look at are Alonso, David Luiz, and Eden Hazard. Consider getting rid of your Bournemouth assets, considering their upcoming run. So I will show you. Here you go. That is now my team for next week. Fraser has been sold for Martial, who's now got a yellow flag, but I didn't feel good about selling Fraser. He's playing so well and returning, and a lot of people have been telling me I'm wrong to do it. But I have. I've got Brooks there if I need the Bournemouth cover. Fraser's fixtures aren't good enough. That's simple as that, really. I don't think his fixtures are good enough to warrant me playing him every week, and he's too expensive to sit on my bench. So I'm considering Barkley and Mane for Siggy and Martial, or keep Mane, sell Barkley and Lovren and Siggy. So with those transfers, Barkley and Mane, I'd still look to keep Mane. You need a Liverpool attacker. So you still need Liverpool attacker. So the second option, sell Barkley and Lovren for Wan-Bissaka and Sigurdsson. I want to get on to Wan-Bissaka in a minute. He looks to pick up a knock, but I don't think it's anything major. He might miss this game, but I don't think many of you will be starting him against Man U. Why the early transfer? So the early transfer because Martial was rising, and I had the exact amount in the bank to do Fraser to Martial. Um, that's it. That's the exact reason why I did it. I didn't have much of a choice, and I think Martial will be fine. I think we'll get onto our first point. All these injuries in a minute. I'm sure a lot of you wanting to discuss that, and we will get onto them. Looking good all with all the flags there. Yeah. So let's get on to our first point is these international break injuries. I've got Mendy in my team who has one, and Martial in my team who has one. Now Wan-Bissaka has actually picked up a knock, and Richarlison has as well, and we know Richarlison's been having something over the past few weeks. Mendy and Martial. Mendy looks to have a recurring thing, the same as Arnautovic really. So I'm not too worried about either of them. They seem to, a lot of these internationals now, a lot of their countries are playing friendlies. So players who are playing a lot are very tired, and so to be given a week off is great for their club. Not so much for their country, but they're playing a friendly, so it doesn't really matter. So for the players to have that week off, I think is very important, and you can't just leave them out of the squad. So I think Martial is, he knows how important he is to Man U at the moment, and Mourinho knows that. So I think Martial might have just, I'll have a week off, I'll rest up and be ready for this long Christmas period. Mendy, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. If Mendy's out, then I'm not doing anything with him this week. I'll take Brooks, to be honest, at home to Arsenal. I don't expect City to keep a clean sheet really. Against West Ham, he might get an attacking return, yeah, keep your questions coming in, guys. And I will keep answering them as I can. A lot of the French guys, I'd certainly be skeptical of whether they're actually injured. Yeah, the French guys all seem to be questionable ones. This week, captain-wise, I'm quite tempted by Richarlison, but we will see. There are a lot of good options this week. No one's so certain. I think it's a disgrace that you wouldn't want to play for your country, even in friendlies. That may be, and I don't think it's that they don't want to play for them. I just think, in the long run, it's better for everyone if they have that week off. You risk, if you play constantly the way they do, you do risk getting injured. I know it just happens to be that they miss an international rather than missing a club game, but yeah, I don't think they're actually injured really. Richarlison still has an injury issue. He does, but he's travelled. He's gone with the Brazil squad. So I don't think it can be anything major. And Cardiff at home. Cardiff do look a little bit better though, so I might play it safe. Go Aguero, go on Mr. Consistent. We will see. Who would you replace Mendy with if he's injured? I've got Doherty, Robson, Alonso, and Lovren. Lovren is an iffy one. I would look to get rid of him. Even if it was to Gomez, I think Gomez is pretty nailed, to be honest. I think he prefers Gomez to Trent, and I might look as Trent to Gomez because Gomez can play centre back or right back, and we've seen that. So we'll see. I mean, I'm looking at obviously Laporte. We'll get onto Spurs defenders. They're another option, or sorry, Laporte, or I'm actually looking, and I'd like to discuss with you guys John Stones. Not sure about those comments. Let me know what you think on John Stones, guys. So John Stones has started 8 out of 12 games, but he's recently been given the captaincy. He seems to be returning consistently when he plays. He seems to be getting second highest bonus points in their team behind Mendy. In their defence. So yeah, I think John Stones at 5.3. You take it with a pinch of salt, a 5.3 City defender that you're gonna get a rotation one every 5 games. But if you're willing to take that and you have a strong enough bench, then I would really look at John Stones. I'm quite tempted, and I think on my wild card it'll be tough to see whether I'm going with him or Laporte, because I don't think Mendy now is worth my money. Yeah, I think Stones. I don't think Mendy at all now is worth the money. If you look at his stats, he's really not performing the way he should. You thinking Keane and Dino? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Keane or Dean. My brother brought in Dean this week, sort of ahead of when he wanted him for, but had to play him this week, and he ended up getting a clean sheet out of him, which is really good. I was quite pleased for him, to be honest. I'm more stressed about his team than I am about mine. Double up on Everton defence. They've got Cardiff this week and maybe a clean sheet there, but I still would never double up on a defence, really, however cheap they are, really, to be honest. So, no, I wouldn't double up, but I'd go Digne over Keane. Digne's stats look quite good. Comparatively, they look, I mean, not as good as Doherty's, but, sort of up there. Good option for 5.3. Yeah, I think he is. I really do. I think Mendy is one that people, not Mendy, Stones is one that people really should be looking at. Um, I think he's gone under the radar a bit because of Laporte and Mendy, but 5.3 for a City defender, I'm not sure you can really complain about that. Otamendi seems to have fallen out of favour. I don't quite know why, but pick two of these: David Silva, Sigurdsson, Martial, or Felipe Anderson. Not Sigurdsson. I haven't been, and I'm never going to be sold by Sigurdsson. David Silva is more expensive, but he's sort of the ticking away kind of person. Martial and Anderson was my initial thoughts, but David Silva in there probably isn't a bad shout. He seems to be, the type of person who's going to return you sort of 10 points each week. So yeah, I wouldn't think David Silva is a bad option. My mate has done a wildcard team of 15: Hart, Fabianski, Doherty, Lucas Digne, Alonso, Robertson, Dunk, Mane, Martial, Hazard, Richarlison, Patterson, Aguero, and right. It's a good team, and I'm going to actually say it's too good a team. Hear me out here first. Hart and Fabianski rotate well, but you're going to have one on your bench. I am for one keeper. But if you want two, great. Doherty, Digne, Alonso, Robertson, Dunk. That's a lot of good players there to be benching one each week. So potentially look at Wan, or someone like Bennett. If you're only going to be playing three at the back, if you did Dunk and Doherty to Wan and Bennett, the amount of money then you could spend upgrading elsewhere is quite a lot. But it's not a bad defence at all. Mane, Martial, Hazard, Richarlison, 4 Strong, and Patterson will be on your bench, presumably. Presumably you'll want to play 3-4-3 is the thing there. Maybe Jimenez can rotate. But yeah, it's a good team. Jimenez is it looks like a good option, just to sit there. He's rising in price, so he's becoming one of those players now that he isn't just cheap just to buy him. There are cheaper alternatives to him now. Troy Deeney, and Ings to be exact. But yeah, no, that is a good team. But I just warn him: look at his bench and how much money he's going to have on his bench each week. It's great looking at you think, oh, I'll need one every week, which you probably will need one every week over the Christmas period, maybe two, but you don't need them to be scoring you 6 points every weekend. Just think about how much money you're going to have on your bench. David Silva and Anderson out of those 4. Yeah, yeah. Martial, yeah, maybe not Martial then. Okay, that's what you've gone with. So, next point is the big hitters not hitting. And by this, I actually really want to talk about, it's a lot of the midfielders. Hazard, Sterling, likely to be the ones I'm talking about. I'm looking to do Hazard out for Sterling at some point. Hazard especially. Hazard's returned 8 points in the past 4 weeks. I mean, that, I just don't think. Sorry. Hazard, 8 points in 4 weeks. He may be the second highest scorer. Um, but I just don't think I can't warrant having him in my team much longer. He's got that Fulham game next week, and I'm keeping him for that. But he better return big, or he'll be on his way out. Salah has been good. Mane. So a lot of the midfielders haven't been consistent. Your Hazard, Sterling, and Mane are not being consistent enough for one of them to warrant staying in our teams. Sterling, I think I might be jumping the gun a little bit. He scored quite big last week, so don't worry too much about him. But Aguero is definitely a better option. Um, yeah, Hazard's playing Fulham in 2 weeks exactly. I'm keeping him for that. I liked your Kane, Aguero, him and his wildcard team today, didn't you? Yeah, Kane's maybe a couple of weeks too early, but on my wildcard, I'm looking at doing Hazard to Kane effectively. Mendy to John Stones almost allows me to do Hazard to um, Hazard to Kane, which is something I'm really considering. What do you guys think about that? Who would you rather have in your team? So let me put this in here. From game week 15, who would you rather have? Hazard type 1, Kane type 2. So it would be a 4-3-3. I would be playing with Martial, Richarlison, Salah, Aguero, Kane, Arnautovic is what I've planned so far. But yeah, let me know what you guys think out of those two. Jim put 3. He doesn't want either of them. Okay. Out of those two, though. 2, Kane. This is my thinking, but it's where I'm going to get the money. It's where I'm going to get the money to get him. But I'm feeling it's needed. But then I'm not going to have a Spurs defender in my wild card. I was planning on getting Lloris in. Maybe worth sacrificing someone. Arnautovic to Jimenez, maybe. Probably not a good idea. Trent? No, because I need him to play every week. Alonso's not going anywhere. We will see. But you're all saying Kane. Right, and now we'll go on to the Spurs topic, and I've been looking at them quite a lot because they have great fixtures from game week 15, as you all know. And the ones I'm looking at are Kane. Their midfield looks like a bomb site at the moment. I don't want any of them. None of them look nailed. It's actually Kane and Lloris are the two I'm looking for. You might have seen my tweet yesterday about Lloris. He costs 5.4 million, and he's returned a clean sheet in. He's returned 4 points a game. He's practically returned a clean sheet in every other game he's played, Lloris. And with that run of fixtures, I would love to have him in my team, and maybe that's the way I'll go. But I really think Kane could be a differential because people who have already played their wild card. Imagine if I'd have played my wild card trying to get Kane in my team. It's going to take Hazard out, Kamara out, and at least Mendy out. That's at least it's going to be at least 3 transfers they're going to need. That's not something you can do overnight in 1 week. Hi Mark, how are you? Hi again. Cheers tips. I got on football training now, so got to go. Speak soon. No problem. Andrew. Shame, Andrew. You'll miss the new feature, which is coming in probably once the stream's been half an hour. So yeah, soon. Thoughts on success to Jimenez? Yeah, good options. Jimenez is definitely a good option. Yeah, if you're going to be playing him, I still think he's a great one to have in your team, and I'd love to be having him. So yeah, they're moves that I'd do. Spurs, yeah. So I know I've said a cheap keeper is the way to go, but Lloris's stats look really, really quite good. So I will have a Spurs player in my wild card. Yeah, I'm about 99% sure of that. I will have a um, Spurs player in my wild card. Um, yeah, so keep your questions coming in, guys. Um, if you just if he's let me just tweet it out again. Tweet link. Sorry, right. I suppose really, really good at the back. I mean, they haven't been, but Luis seems to have returned a lot of points in the games he's played. Where you ranked currently, and what's your aims for the season end? So, I mean, I worry a little bit about my rank where I come. I mean, not necessarily. Um, um, I'm at 120k now. 4 weeks ago I was at 360, so things are on the up. I care more about where I finish in my mini leagues, if you know what I mean. I mean, having a high rank means you finish higher, but I focus more on a couple of mini leagues that I'm in, really, rather than my overall rank. But I'm hoping to finish. To be honest, I hope I finish inside the top 100,000. That's where I hope to be. I mean, wherever in there, it's great. But if I finish in there, I know I'm going to be. If I'm in there, going into the double game weeks and things, I know I'm going to be in with a shout in my mini leagues and my cash leagues and things like that. You resolved suggesting Stones, Mendy for Stones. Yeah, I really think Stones is gone under the radar. Obviously he's been given the captain's armband. He must like him. He's obviously their first choice in that outright centre back. But they have a lot of. The only thing I'd say is they have a lot of options at right centre back. He is their first choice, and he will play 3 out of 4 games, I imagine. But just know, paying that for him, you will get some rotation. That is coming. So what to take from? So before we do that, guys, I would love to show you my new feature. So this is going to be I'm going to be live commenting on your teams live on stream for everyone to see your team. So I'm gonna go here and how am I gonna do this? If I move, there we go. So you guys can now see. Is this all working? Can you see this? Put in with this hashtag tips Trent. Put a screenshot of your team, how many free transfers, how much you've got money left in the bank, and any other comments you want to leave me. So who you want to bring in with that hashtag and your screenshot in one tweet, and I will go through your squad in quickly and let me know what I think. So money in the bank, free transfers, hashtag hashtag tips Trent, your screen shot and any other comments. So go and do that now with that hashtag, and I'm only going to see it if you put that hashtag. See if you put the. So yeah, go and do that, and I will rate your team live on stream. For now, that's interesting. So we'll just talk about while you guys send them in, what to take from game week 12. And actually, the best thing to come out of this game week 12 is Wan-Bissaka and Bennett being back. Right, Wan-Bissaka, Wan-Bissaka and Bennett now rotate so well, and with my Brooks, Brooks to Kennedy will probably happen on my wild card as well, if not someone cheaper. But those two rotate so well into that last place of your team that it allows you to have funds elsewhere. This is why I sold Fraser, basically did Fraser to Brooks to sit on my bench, and I can upgrade him to Martial, bring Martial in, and have Bennett, Wan-Bissaka rotating on my bench. That is, my opinion, is the best thing to come out of this. Salah, again, anyone who's been consistent with a Salah owner, you were repaid this week. People with Mane, you were leaps and bounds ahead of them. People who captained Aguero, well done. I'm quite happy for you, to be honest. Getting their return on maybe a differential captain. Anyone with a differential captain that returned, well done. But yeah, Alonso seems. One of you asked, "Am I priced out of Alonso?" Sorry, I remember that question. Am I priced out of Alonso? Honestly, 7.1 now, isn't he? It's quite a lot, but then he is the best returning. I just get him in. I just get him in, and I just keep him. I just wouldn't even look at him. I just keep him. Hi, how you doing? So hashtag this is I'm doing a live squad rating, so follow those instructions, and I will go and do it. I'll be doing it in just a minute. Wait for everyone to get back. Sterling and Jimenez, or Aguero and Fraser. Aguero and Fraser, I think still. Presumably use up all your. I will check it. If any of you have. Ooh. Right, just hang on a minute. Let me just. Houston, we may have a problem. Sorry, just a slight issue with my stream. Where is? Please work. Yes, we're back. Yeah. Sorry, I'm back. Wrong one. I was refreshing. Yeah, I would be looking to get Alonso in, to be honest. I think he's one of those players you need. People aren't happy with his upcoming fixtures, so if you want to wait, but he's one that I really would be having. So let's go. Yeah, so tweet your teams now with the hashtag tips Trent, like that. You need the hashtag, or I will not be able to answer it. Yeah, so we're gonna go and do those squads. Only one of you has tweeted me so far, but we will get to you in a minute. Yeah, so this is just a way for us all to discuss someone's team together. So yeah, let me just flick this over, display catcher, order, move to top. All right, there we go. You should be able to see this now. So Charlie, thank you for your message. If this ever wants to load, what did you say? 1 free transfer, 0.1 in the bank. Not that fussed in making a transfer anytime soon, but would nice to know your thoughts. So I'll go through it. Fabianski, good. Trent, good. Dotti, good. Good. Duffy on the bench. Wan-Bissaka on the bench. Good. Hammer. Just a note, Hammer might be playing this week because Lossell's picked up an injury, so he might be worth starting over Fabianski, who I've got. Salah, Richarlison, Hazard, Izquierdo, Wilson. Okay, nice team. Wilson is a tough one. There aren't other options really at that price unless you go Jimenez, but I don't like his fixtures very much, but he's got great stats. The other one is Izquierdo. Yeah, I presume you brought him in as sort of a differential, but I'd look to upgrade him, and that's why I'd be. I'm not sure. Let me know, Charlie, how much is Izquierdo, and I'll do my best to offer you an alternative other than him. Zebra. So yeah, this is the hashtag. Make sure you use it, guys. Everyone, put your teams here, and I'll check them out for you. So 1.1 free transfer, 3 million in the bank. Wow. Maybe looking at Westwood as someone like Goodmanson or success to Jimenez. Right. So yeah, you have a strong 10. It's that extra player of success or Westwood. I'll get to you in a minute, Charlie. Success or Westwood upgrading. So yeah, it's either success to Jimenez or Westwood to. I mean, you can afford Westwood to Martial. Have you considered that? I don't know if you're in the chat, Zebra. Westwood to Martial works. If not, Westwood to Richarlison. But yeah, I'd probably upgrade Westwood. I think you've got better options upgrading him than you do in upgrading success. So yeah, I'd upgrade Westwood. The rest of it looks really great. Hi Neil. So let's have a lot of Fortnite stuff going on there. Anyway, Laporte, Bennett, Mendy, all looking good. What have you put? You've got a strong bench. Looking at Trippier, Mendy out, Doherty and Alonso in. Got one transfer. Yeah, you got double City. That would be a great move. Absolutely. Hi Zebra, how you doing? Yeah, those are great moves actually. Trippier and Mendy out. Trippier's a tough one though because Trippier has very tough fixtures, very easy fixtures in 2 weeks' time. So 0.4 in the bank. What about Chilwell to Wan-Bissaka? What about Chilwell? I know people like Chilwell, but I feel like you want to keep Trippier for those fixtures. But if he's injured, then yes, those are great moves. This will be my team for next game week. Okay. I would keep it. It looks alright. Brooks starting isn't the best. But yeah. Yeah. So if no more of you have got teams to do, I can always go back to it if I see that if more of you tweet out your team to me. Sorry, Leicester rotated with Wolves. If that's what you're doing, then that would be all right. I just worry that Trippier's fixtures are getting very good, and if he is fit, then you'll want him for those, and I would just watch out for that, Neil. Yeah. So keep firing your questions away. And if people don't have any more to ask, well, then we will. Yeah, so keep firing questions at me. With my team, I am drafting my wild card at the moment. Wait, did you get Marshall Leonard, or did you do it last week? I did it this week. I did it on Sunday evening after the deadline, before he got injured. I still think he'll be fine. You're 0.1 short of Westwood to Martial. Oh, okay. Let me just check your team again then. Um, um, you can't get his kit. If you can't, I'd still upgrade. I mean, Richarlison's another one. I'd still look to upgrade him. I think there are better midfield options. Sorry, Charlie. What do you mean by that? Yeah, so I got Martial in on Sunday. He hasn't played a game for me, but I just can't ignore someone on the form he's in. He's playing for United. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, to be honest. But yeah, I couldn't ignore him anymore. Yeah. But thoughts on Patterson of Cardiff? He's looked great, but it's just 5.2 on a Cardiff player. I can't bring myself to do it, really. But if you want that fifth mid, he's not gonna, I wouldn't play him every week, but he looks good, to be honest. He looks good. He's a good option, but I'm not getting him in. I can't afford. I'm not spending that much on a Cardiff player, to be honest. Funds are too short at the moment, anyway. Yeah, I mean, my wild card, I've still got it. I'm running out of weeks to play it. I think I'll end up playing it about after game week 15 or game week 16 time. I might look at that game week 15, their first easy Spurs game, and look how Kane plays, and look at his heat maps and do some analysis and wildcard then. If he's playing, if he's good enough, bring him in. If not, don't. Oh, sorry. 5.9 upgrade is Izquierdo. Yeah, you're not left with very much in the bank, is the only thing. So I wouldn't necessarily go and do it straight away. I think Richarlison's best midfielder for 7.5. I think he's a great option. In my opinion, he's one of the best. Yes, 7.5, maybe not. Yeah, probably is actually. He's up there. Yeah, he's playing at striker. I just can't ignore him. Izquierdo, I find a tough one to find a £6 million midfielder to budget. Delafeu is an interesting one. Seems to be playing up front. Worth noting, worth looking at. Yeah. I don't know. At 6 mil, it's not really a budget that I often look at. To be honest, Fraser you'll to be just short of, but you've already got Wilson. So maybe sit it out with Izquierdo a little bit longer. If not, you go for someone much cheaper, like Patterson. Kane will be a waste at 12.4 million. He will. And this is what's putting me off. If I have Salah, Aguero, and Kane in my team, that is a lot of money not to be captaining. If I have Salah, let's say I captain Aguero because he's got Huddersfield at home or Fulham at home, then that means that I've got 25 mil of my budget in two players, and I am not putting my captain there, which is what puts me off. Captains, expensive players are there so you can captain them, and if I'm captaining them 1 in 3 weeks, then we'll see. But it is a lot of money. He's set to drop though, so it'll be 12.3. Yeah, Charlie, I'm sorry. I can't really offer. Let me have a look. I'll get it up on my phone. Midfielders in that price range. Right. So statistics, midfielders. So we're going to sort by total score, and we'll have a look. Pereira you can't afford. Goodmanson, I don't really like him as a pick. Barkley, do not buy Barkley. Decore, don't buy. Sherlock, don't buy. It's not a good list. I've got to be honest. I'd probably go someone completely cheaper and upgrade. Put your money elsewhere. To be honest, how often are you going to captain Salah in the upcoming weeks? Well, maybe this week. Probably not. Hi, football fan. How you doing? Welcome. We're discussing. So, how often am I going to captain Salah? Burnley, I'll probably captain him 15 and 16, maybe this week. Is 3-5-2 the way forward? Well, my team is a 3-5-2, 4-4-2 rotation. So yeah, I think so. It gives you a lot of balance. I think 4-4-2 actually gives you a lot of balance because it frees up a lot of funds having one cheap defender in there as well. I'll do Westwood to Charleston. Not a success to him. As thanks tips. No problem, Zebra. Hope I have been a help. I will be streaming next week as well. By the way, guys, I'll have another stream once a week. It's always going to be once a week. When we get to Christmas, I don't know what quite the plan is, but we will see. Camarasa, yeah, this is a thing. Go cheap, to be honest. Patterson, maybe. It's not a bad option. Family we're talking about FPL family we're talking about him the other night. He is a good option. He really is playing well, so maybe him and use that 0.8 or something you'll save elsewhere. Yeah, so fire your last question. Sorry. Hi Thomas, how you doing? Looking at trips to and Hughes to a 7.3 mid or below from -4. Yeah, not bad options. The only player you really want in that price bracket though is Richarlison, to be honest. In that 7.3, that's all I'd be looking at, to be honest. He'd be who I'd be getting in. Yeah. Already have Murphy, so don't see much point in getting two Cardiff midfielders. Oh, you do, sorry. And you need them to play every week. Let me have a look. And you got Duffy in there as well. To be honest, I think it might be worth for you, Charlie. Is if you downgrade him a long way and upgrade Trent to Robertson and play a 4-3-3, rotating Duffy and Wan-Bissaka, I think is actually probably the best bet you've got. I think that would probably work quite well looking at your team here. Yeah, that would be a good option. Bringing Robertson in, who is the best defensive cover for Liverpool. He looks so much better than Trent at the weekend. They scored 1 point different, but don't get me wrong, Trent's assist was pretty lucky and didn't do very much for it. Played a good ball, but from in his own half. Robertson is absolutely the player you want. Am I going to get him in? Probably not. Probably can't afford to, but I might regret that. But yeah. So yeah, I do Izquierdo right down. Trent to Robertson and play Duffy and Murphy, rotating with that midfielder that you bring in for Izquierdo. I'm 120k at the moment. Is the top 10k still possible? 10k, I mean, technically, yes. The leader of my... Here's Alan. Here's a good stat. The leader of my mini league is 35 points ahead of me, and he is at 20k. 35 points is so doable. So you can so easily make up 35 between now and the end of the season. It is doable. You've got to make some good choices. 10k, you've got to make a lot of good choices, but it is absolutely doable. So you're probably, what, 5 points ahead of me? So he's 30 points ahead of me. If you make that up, then you're in the top 20k. So I wouldn't worry. Yeah, I think, because I just don't think Izquierdo is that good an option. I think having one of the defenders in, you're more likely to get consistent returns from them, Charlie. Yeah, you'll think they'll keep more clean sheets. Alonso, Allison, and sorry, I didn't see that. Allison and Virgil van Dijk. Hi, Devil. How you doing? As I've said, yes, I'd rather have for that much money do Allison to Hugo Lloris, right, and bring in Robertson for Virgil van Dijk. That is by far the best option. Those Spurs fixtures, when they come good, you will want a Spurs defender. You will. So Allison to Lloris frees up, I think, 0.4, and that will probably give you enough to bring in Robertson. So that's what I would do. Look at Lloris, I really would. Great, thanks. yeah, just keep your heads up. Everything's going to go up. Your rank will hopefully keep climbing. You make the right decisions. You're active on Twitter and things like that. As a collective group, we do all right. I mean, I'm not doing so great, but we do okay. I'm 38k, dropped 10k last week. Don't worry about that. Yeah, the gap is tiny. Exactly, every point matters. Absolutely, make a good transfer. I did that 2 years ago. I brought in Josh King. Like, I was one of the first people to bring him in, and my rank just went like that. Unbelievable. So their fixtures turn in 2 weeks. I don't know if I can show you. I'll try and show you if I can. I'll just show you for any Spurs player. So they have, there you can see the 2 red fixtures. The 2 red, I'll get the glare away. There you go. 2 red fixtures, and then all of that below. Lloris has returned an average of 4.1 points per game, 4.5 points a game, or something like that. So 4 points a game. That is, I would stick with Alisson rather have us playing Spurs defender. I wouldn't. I think the Spurs defenders are not nearly as good. I think Robertson is such a good option. The way he gets forward, I think Lloris and Robertson is a better option if you can afford it. They've got 2 fixtures, but yeah, Alisson has a better chance of clean sheet than Lloris. That's true, but double up on fixtures is in defence is just not possible. So yeah, I think I would Lloris and Robertson. I'd really look at him. I'm considering Lloris on my wildcard. Are you guessing in one of the Arsenal forwards soon? Think they get a good run around game week 15? Don't say that. No, I'm not. To be honest, they are not someone I'm looking at. I've got too many questions to be answered. Yeah, I've got too many teams that I want to add. Yeah, it's from game week 16 actually. But they do have a good. It's not as good as Spurs, so that's. So hi Savage, hi guys, welcome. Savage is he runs a great competition. You might have seen my team have won or got mugs for our team. It's great. What's the new feature I was going to add? So if you might not want to use it, but it's if you type so it'll be a new hashtag every stream. So it's for people who just in the stream. If you type hashtag tips Trent with a screenshot of your team, with how much money and your transfers, I will then go and look at these hashtags and I will rate your team. I've been doing it. We did it for 3 teams so far this stream. Yeah, I did it for 3 of you so far this stream, and yeah, it's good. So I'll be doing that every week. A couple of you. I'll probably be trying to rate all the teams we get. Yeah. So, and he's blanking stay away. Yeah, I'm just staying away from Arsenal for now. To be honest, there's too many other good options to be worrying about them. Lacazette, the Arsenal goal. If you see it, Lacazette, your Lacazette owners are very unlucky for him not to have touched it. Though you are unlucky not to get a goal. It would have been a scrappy goal, but you are very unlucky. But Lacazette owners were. Yeah, Lacazette owners were unlucky. My brother has them as well. So let's just get your last questions in. While you get them in, I just want to say again a massive thank you. We're up to 84 subscribers. We got 250 views on the last stream, which is great. 84 subscribers. I'm hoping we can hit 90, 100 by the start of the next game week. Maybe would be a push, I think, but let's try and do it. I'm sure we can. All you guys coming and stopping by means a lot. Thank you all for coming. And I hope what I say is helpful in some way. If not, you just enjoy hanging out. Thoughts on Redknapp going into I'm a Celebrity? I will be watching it, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be amusing. Yeah. Yeah, but of course, as always, I'll be on Twitter offering advice, tweeting out things. So yeah, please feel free, go follow me on there. My link is in the yeah. So any last questions? Who will I captain game week 13? Hazard, Salah, or Aguero? Not Hazard. There's more options than just those ones, though. Martial and Richarlison are also in there. Probably Aguero when it comes to it. I think we will see. One of them will do well. Oh, God, it's just making that call. It's not easy enough, and I might end up going Richarlison to be honest. I think Richarlison is favourite at the moment. Thank you guys. And when I tweet it out, a retweet on my stream highlights would be really helpful. So thank you all for coming by. This is going to be it. But yeah, I will see you all next week, and I will see you on Twitter. Yeah. So thank you all.